Hare Krishna. Yeah. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th Canto, Chapter 21, Instructions of Prithu Maharaj to the citizens. Text number 43. Teshamaham padasarojarenu आर्यावहेयादिकिरीटमायु यं नित्यदाभिभृताशु पापं नश्यति यमुं सर्वगुणा भजन्ति. Tesham, of all of them, Aham, I, Pada, feet, Saroja, lotus, Renu, dust, Arya, O respectable persons, Vaheya, shall bear, Adi, up to, Kiritam, helmet, Ayu, up to the end of life, Yam, which, Nityada, always, Bibrata, carrying, Ashu, very soon, Papam, sinful activities, Nashyati, are vanquished, Amum, all those, Sarva Guna, fully qualified, Bhajanti, worship. Translation. O respectable personalities present here, I beg the blessings of all of you that I may perpetually carry on my crown the dust of the lotus feet of such Brahmanas and Vaishnavas until the end of my life. He who can carry such dust on his head is very soon relieved of all the reactions which arise from sinful life, and eventually he develops all good and desirable qualities. Purport. It is said that one who has unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which means unflinching faith in the Vaishnava or the pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, develops all good qualities of the demigods. Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate suraha. Prahlad Maharaj also said, Naisha matistavad urukramangram. Unless one takes the dust of the lotus feet of a pure Vaishnava on one's head, one cannot understand what the Supreme Personality of Godhead is, and unless one knows the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one's life remains imperfect. A great soul who has fully surrendered to the Supreme Lord, after understanding Him fully, and after repeatedly undergoing austerities and penances for many, many lives, is very rare. The crown of a king is simply a big load. If the king or the head of the state does not actually bear the dust of the lotus feet of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. In other words, if a liberal king like Prithu Maharaj does not follow the instructions of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, or does not follow the Brahminical culture, he is simply a burden on the state, for he cannot benefit the citizens. Maharaj Prithu is a perfect example of an ideal chief executive. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं. वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च. हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते. तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Translation once again. O respectable personalities present here, I beg the blessings of all of you that I may perpetually carry on my crown the dust of the lotus feet of such Brahmanas and Vaishnavas until the end of my life. He who can carry such dust on his head is very soon relieved of all the reactions which arise from sinful life, and eventually he develops all good and desirable qualities. Hare Krishna. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to speak to all the devotees on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this particular section of the Bhagavatam is where Prithu Maharaj, after a great test of the aspiration that a devotee has, is that did he want name or did he wanted to chant the name of the Lord? Did he want to serve the Lord or did he want to make use of his position to glorify himself? I'm speaking about Indra and Prithu's conflict that happens over the number of yagyas that are to be done. And we can see that when Prithu Maharaj was doing the yagyas, the 100 uh, Shatakratu is Indra's name, 100 Ashwamedha yagyas, he had completed 99 and he was going to do the 100th. And that's when Indra becomes very insecure and he comes to spoil the yagya. So we see two types of people in the Bhagavatam that disturb another's devotion service. One is a demon, another is a fellow devotee, and it is very appalling that more than the demons, the devotee, one devotee trying to disturb another devotee's devotion service is quite a important subject to ponder. And Indra, because Indra, he was not thinking that he is doing devotion service. Indra was thinking that he is using devotion service, he is using this excuse for fulfilling his own needs. And this this kind of perception about someone else often comes when you yourself have been doing something like that. Ashla Prabhupada says that if you are greedy, then anyone else, when you watch them with that perception of greed. Maybe this person is also acting this way out of greed. And if some person is lusty, then any activity that is done by anyone else, he looks at it with the vision of lust. And even and so same way when devotees, whenever we do any activity, if there is some kind of material advantage to that activity and the main motive for doing our bhakti is to gain some kind of material advantage. Like I was telling when I was in US in Boston to devotees that 2 days back when I come to Boston, one devotee came to me and said that Prabhuji, I would, sorry, I'll put my thing on the airplane mode. Hare Krishna. So this devotee said that, Prabhuji, I would like to be with you and help you with whatever services you need. And I was okay with it. I said that if you have any other services, then you can go and do that. But if you wish, then you can we can. I would be happy to spend time with you. If there is anything like prasadam or anything, you can help me as I am preparing for my talks. And later I got to know that there was much more tough and longer services that were there in the temple, and this devotee was only using serving me as an excuse to avoid all those other services. Of course, no uh, evil intention from this devotee, but when you take some kind of material advantage in whatever service you're offering, say sometimes the in the Rath Yatra, we see some devotees are on the Rath, and some devotees are there genuinely for doing some service on the Rath, and some we know uh, that it is much convenient in that hot sun to be under the shade of Lord Jagannath riding, and you get a very good view without much walking, and you can also have a uh, guest keep giving different prasads to different devotees. So anything, whether it be close to Krishna or far away from Krishna, close to another devotee, everything can be tinged with some kind of material advantage. And if we are being motivated by that, or if there is hidden motivations, then often when we look at another devotee's devotion service, we tend to paint the same paint that we are immersed in on the devotee. So Indra, being a Karma Mishra Bhakta, he was he was thinking that Prutu is only using this as an excuse or kind of on the pretext of helping the society, is only wanting to gain his name, become famous. And Shatakratu, therefore, a famous saint once said that, I'm sorry, once said that, do you want to become big by serving, or do you want to become big so that you can serve? And both are two different consciousness. One, one the goal is becoming famous, and the method is service. In another, the goal is service, and to achieve more and more service, whatever way you can, you're willing to take any kind of position. So Prutu, very sincerely and genuinely, he had no material aspiration. So therefore, it was very clear that as soon as Vishnu came, before that Brahma came to stop this whole disturbance that was being caused, so many apadharmas that were being created, because there was no motive. It was very easy for Prithu to immediately let go, because he didn't have that attachment or aspiration to become famous. So there is the action and there is the intention. And often when people see an action, like Indra saw the action of Prithu Maharaj, the intention was not understood, and the intention that usually Indra carries in his bhakti, that he portrayed onto Prithu, which was not right. So therefore, it is often said that one should judge oneself by one's actions and judge others by their intentions. And I was just recently speaking about different accusations that happened in Ramayana, or the dealings between different brothers, and especially between Ram Bharat and Vali Sugriva. Ram Bharat, they were totally loving each other, and when Bharat went away, suddenly somehow it was not planned by Dashrath Maharaj that he wanted to renounce, but this feelings of uh, bhoga and tyaga, they often don't follow logic. They suddenly come, suddenly you feel renounced. Oh, I want to get away from everything, and then suddenly you feel, oh no, I need to have some enjoyment, some kind of recreation. So suddenly Dashrath Maharaj had this great urge to renounce, and he expressed it in his assembly. He expressed it in the assembly, and immediately everybody agreed. And it appeared as if everyone was waiting, when will he make the announcement that I am going to retire. Sometimes it happens that uh, people don't leave their positions till their both their legs are in the grave. They don't leave their positions like Dhritarashtra, like others. So Dashrath was confused that, did I make any mistake that my citizens are happy that as soon as I announce my retirement, they are uh, joyously celebrating? But then he didn't doubt their actions. He inquired to one has to clarify one's intention. And Dashrath Maharaj clarified that, why are you becoming so happy as soon as, is it that I made any mistakes in my rule? And they said that, no Maharaj, we are very happy with we are very happy with your rule, but the love that we all carry for Lord Ram is much more than your affection that we have. And so therefore we are not we are not celebrating at the news that you are retiring. We are celebrating at the news that Lord Ram is going to become a king. So that's the reason for our celebration. And another is that Dashrath Maharaj was married to many wives, many. So always this doubt was there in the housewives, that what if our husbands also follow the king and they also multiply have multiple wives? And Lord Ram was in the other way. He was ekapatni vrat. He was only going to take one wife. So all the housewives were very confident that all the citizens will also follow this. So therefore there is no insecurity. So Dashrath became calm. Okay, this, and then in fact the eagerness was so much to have Lord Ram as a king, that all the ministers and the people in general, they said, why not do it tomorrow? As in Hindi we say, huh, that शुभ काम में देरी क्यों, that in things in doing things that are good for auspicious, then why delay? Subhasya shigram, in Sanskrit it is said. So then he said, well, fine, let's go with it. And then they announced that tomorrow morning there will be coronation ceremony of Lord Ram. And Manthara, she became, as soon as she heard, she was not happy. And why she was not happy? Because she knew that her position as being the favorite maid servant will be removed. The tag that she being a special servant of the favorite queen of Dashrath Maharaj will be removed. She'll become again a normal queen, normal servant in the palace. And this she didn't want at all, for two reasons. One was, being a favorite maid servant, she could go anywhere. She could relish or have access to literally anything in the palace, and so she had a VIP pass. Like even like in temples or some places when devotees have festivals are there, not everyone is allowed everywhere. But there are some devotees who have VIP pass or say they are allowed into Srila Prabhupada's prasadam place where not everyone is allowed. So having this special privileges is always looked up to. So she knew that she's going to lose all her special privileges, as and that was one thing that was hurting her. Another was that uh, Mantara was a hunchback lady, and being a hunchback lady, before she got this VIP post, she was often ridiculed or made fun of. Somebody has some kind of physical deformity, people in general just make fun of it, or they just silently keep smiling, or people can notice that I'm being bullied or I'm being made fun of. And that also she hated that a lot, somebody making fun of her because of what she had this hunchback. And she dreaded more than losing these special privileges that she'll not be even treated as a normal human being, that she'll be just made fun of. And this prompted her even more to not allow this to happen, that I don't want me to be again go back to that ridiculing state where people will make fun of me. And during her stay as the favorite maidservant, she had often utilized this post for wrong reasons, or for like more facilities were taken than the responsibility that carries this. So therefore she dreaded, and she spoke to Kaikeyi so harshly and so vehemently that Kaikeyi ultimately got convinced of when the power of hearing consistently. When you, as it said, when a lie is propagated long enough and loud enough, then most people start to accept it as truth. That is the principle behind all advertisements. That a lie is propagated loud enough and long enough and wide enough, then everywhere you start saying, "Oh, maybe this is something that is good." And Bharat was not a party to this whole plot at all. And when Bharat came back, he learned, and he was so devastated at his mother. And but he couldn't punish his mother, or he couldn't kill or ridicule, really chastise his mother, because he knew that Lord Ram will be unhappy if I chastise or punish Kaikeyi being the mother. And he didn't want to displease his dear Lord Ram, so therefore he just left to bring back Lord Ram. And when he went, there was a beautiful battle of words between Ram and Bharat, and ultimately Bharat wins this battle, and he brings the Paduka of the Lord. Both win, because it is said that when Vashishta was the judge when this uh, case was going on, that who has given better arguments, and between Ram and Bharat, then ultimately the love, it is said the love of Bharat won over the rule or the vow of Lord Ram. That was the state. That was what Vashishta proclaimed, that love of Bharat is much greater than the law of, or the vow of Lord Ram. So everywhere, so you including Bharat, everyone became happy. Oh, that means now Lord Ram is going to come to the palace. But then Vashishta added, but Bharat, the meaning of love means to sacrifice those things that the beloved wants you to do. So therefore, it is better that you please Lord Ram. If you displease Lord Ram, or if you force Lord Ram, then that is then your love will lose. So then, so Bharat took the Paduka of Lord Ram and brought it, and a not very similar, but something in at least in the way things happen in between Vali and Sugriva. That Vali and Sugriva, they both went on a mission to kill this demon. And when Vali went into the cave, he was instructed by Vali, Sugriva, that in case I die, I don't come back within this much time, then you should block this hole and you should go back. And Sugriva was waiting, and then when the blood came, and he kind of guessed that this is Vali who is dead, and therefore he blocked the hole and he came. And when he came back with his sad news that Vali is dead, so everybody became very morose, and nobody was willing to go and open that rock, that cave's opening, because the demon was inside, and the whole reason why the rock was kept, the cave was covered, was so that the demon cannot escape and he dies by suffocation. So therefore, nobody could go and verify what Sugriva said, that Vali is dead. So they all requested Sugriva, now that Vali is not there, for the protection of the kingdom, you should take the post of being the king of Kishkinda. And Sugriva, he accepted the post. And when Vali, after some days, when he came to the opening of the cave, he saw it was closed, and that brought a doubt in Vali's mind, that why did my brother close the hole? Did he not believe in my powers? And he struggled hard to open the rock, and he came out. And already there was a suspicion that was created in Vali. And when he came back to the kingdom, to the palace, he saw Sugriva sitting on the throne. And when he saw Sugriva sitting on the throne, his suspicion that Sugriva had other intentions became proved. And then immediately he punishes, he was about to kill him, and then Sugriva runs away. Now, the parallel between Ram Bharat's episode and Vali Sugriva's episode was Bharat took the responsibility of ruling the kingdom, but he didn't take the facility. But whereas Sugriva, he took the responsibility of ruling the kingdom, but along with that, the facility that is so naturally that comes, he also accepted that. And when the more facilities are accepted, more people doubt your intention, and more the person focuses on responsibility rather than facility, the more he'll be able to himself be sincere, and also not raise people's doubts that what is really motivating this person. Is it facility or is it responsibility? Even for all of us, for all the devotees, that why are we being motivated to serve the Supreme Lord? Is it the facility that devotion service offers, that I don't take any birth and death, I go back to my eternal home? Or is it the responsibility we feel towards our Supreme Father, Krishna, that it is my natural eternal duty to serve him, and I'm missing that? Of course, we are, and in the natural sequence, we are all motivated more by facilities in bhakti than by responsibilities. Often, in the facilities counter, there is big line, everybody claiming for facilities. But in the responsibilities counter, then there is hardly anyone that is willing to volunteer to take up any responsibility. Therefore, it is said the more we take responsibility in devotional service, the more we please Krishna. So here, Prithu Maharaj, he was doing this yagya, this 100 Ashwamedh yagyas, because he felt responsible that to increase the prosperity of his people, of the kingdom, and bound by that responsibility to increase the prosperity of his kingdom, of the people in general. So he was doing it. But then the other person, Prithu, Indra, he mistook it that no, he is not doing it for out of responsibility. He is doing it so that he can get the facility of becoming Indra in the next life. So, but when there is tests, then our intentions are tested and it becomes evident to the world. Therefore, it is said prosperity introduces you to the world. The whole world knows you in prosperity. But in adversity, you start knowing the world and you start knowing yourself. That what exactly is motivating you in bhakti. And after this whole episode, this current chapter is where Prithu Maharaj comes and is revealing his heart. Where is his heart placed? And he first of all gives beautiful instructions on how the Vaishnavas, they are the ones who s- should be worshipped if one wants to become very strong in one's connection to the Supreme Lord. And he says this beautiful statement that I am not here just to rule, but I am here so that I can fulfill the desire of the Supreme Lord to take care of all the residents, all of you. And other than that, if we consider it is great privilege to be able to serve the Vaishnavas and especially the four Kumaras who were his spiritual guides. And he makes in today's verse, he's saying that how by accepting the dust of the feet of the Vaishnavas, that relieves one of all the other bondages that can come. And then Srila Prabhupada, he quotes in English this verse, Yasya deve para bhaktir yata deve tata guru tasya katito yarta prakashante manatmana. Prabhupada often said that this is one of the most important verse in all the Vedic literatures. Yasya deve para bhakti, that just just like you have pure bhakti, pure devotion towards the Supreme Lord, same way Yasya deve para bhakti, tasya deve tata guru. And same way one should have one's allegiance or loyalty, faith in spiritual master. And to such a person, all the imports of the Vedas are revealed in the heart. And Prabhupada makes uh, even more clear in the purport where he says, it is not just that the disciple or the devotee is very loyal and very chaste to the guru, but he also makes Brahminical culture very prominent. So he says, Prabhupada says that he must possess all the quality and practice the Brahminical principles in his life. And and in another place in the same purport, the same purport he mentions about how the Brahminical culture, the king establishes and ensures that Yeah. Maharaj Prithu is giving an exact description of a Brahmana and Brahminical culture. And another place he says, this knowledge is perfect from time immemorial, and the Brahminical or Vaishnav culture depends on the principle eternally. In this way, one can keep his Brahminical culture and spiritual strength intact. So, so it is not just he himself is following, but he sets a proper culture in which the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas are respected and looked up to. And Prabhupada also said the standard of a society is known by how they respect these five individuals: the children, the cows, the brahmanas, the women, and I forget the fifth one. I'm not able to recollect the five things that a person, a cultured society protects and looks up to. So here, Prithu Maharaj, it was not just he was emphasizing a kind of allegiance to just one particular Vaishnava, not making any kind of groupism or some person specific, but he is glorifying all the Vaishnavas. They are saying that the Supreme Lord is more happy to accept prasad from the mouth of the Vaishnavas than through the Yajna Kunda. This is one of the verses that comes. Of course, if a devotee when he's feeding, he should feel that way, not when he's eating. When we are honoring the prasads, we should not feel by going to my stomach, I'm feeding to the Yajna book, the Yajnapati, the Lord of the Yajna. But a devotee feels no, this is a way by which I can experience that how much I'm dependent on the Vaishnavas to in receiving the grace of the Lord. Therefore, the whole culture that was in the Vedic or the Vaishnava way was the culture of service. That you don't take prasad yourself, you are served prasad. And one who is serving prasad, he is feeling fortunate that I am able to give this mercy, give this Lord's remnants to this particular devotee, and he's so I am so honored and privileged that he's accepting from my hands, although I am not qualified to do any service to him. And the devotee who is receiving the prasad, he is feeling that I don't deserve to receive this mercy of the Lord, the Supreme Lord's mercy. But this devotee, out of compassion, is coming and delivering that mercy to me, the prasad to me. So both devotees are honoring prasad in a mode of service. The exact opposite can also be there, that the devotee who is serving is feeling that when will my turn come, or why is he sitting before me taking prasad, or the devotee who is taking prasad may feel that why is he coming late, why not give me more gulab jamuns or more prasad. He is so limiting in his mood. We have a choice to either live with gratitude or live with grudge or greed. And Vaishnav culture means where we understand that our position is that of a servant, and in serving the Vaishnavas, the Lord is pleased, because the goal, the aspiration, the intention in all our actions is to please the Lord. And how we please the Lord is not just by the action but also by the intention. And if the intention is not clear, sooner or later it is going to come out. And even us, sometimes the culture in which uh, we start facilitating should also be very careful, especially as leaders, that we start giving more importance to the substance of devotional service, that those who are exhibiting the substance, not just the a very excellent performance of different activities. Sometimes it happens that in in some circles the performance of bhakti becomes like a performance of different arts. And if somebody is excelling in any particular service, then he is seen to be a greater devotee than someone else who may not be excelling or may not be. So there are functional excellences that each one of the devotees may have. Like one devotee, like we had a brahmachari festival yesterday, and one of the senior leaders was explaining that sometimes some devotee may be very good in cooking, someone else may be very good in dressing, somebody else may be very good in speaking, somebody else may be very good in different things. And functionally, yes, we can never all be same. So you can give a comment to the where you can praise the devotee that you are a wonderful speaker, you are a wonderful singer, you are a wonderful uh, cook, whatever there's been. Or the devotee may also recognize that, oh, I am good in this or I am good in that. But then those activities should never validate for you or for others that, oh, because I am a good speaker or I am a good organizer, I am a better devotee than another. When it comes to devotion, when it comes to being a devotee, we can never judge how each devotee is pleasing the Supreme Lord. Somebody may not be very excellent in their services, but if the intention is very sincere, very pure, like that South Indian Brahmana, then the Lord is more pleased. So one a devotee himself should not judge his devotion service just by how much perfections, like Siddhi Kami, we all have this perfect desire to be perfect, desire to be excellent, better than others. But Chaitanya Charitamrita it says, Bhukti Kami, Mukti Kami, Siddhi Kami, Sakali Ashanta. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shantam. And Bhukti Kami is, it is very easy to recognize. Mukti Kami, yes, we want freedom from some kind of relief. That is also a bit easy to recognize. But Mukti Kami, the desire to be excelling, and often that excellence is needed for our mission to go ahead. If we want people to get attracted, most people get attracted by siddhis, by excellent kirtan, excellent prasad, excellent dressing, excellent temple. So people get attracted by siddhis, and we need to have as many siddhis, as many like perfect things that we can have. But then that is never the goal. The goal is to increase the substance of devotion in the heart. As if the culture of the society becomes that of performance, then it becomes a very shallow culture, because everyone starts to fear each one else who will outperform whom, and then all types of insecurities will come. And those who are not able to perform, then they feel that they have no place in this place, because everything is being judged or based on that. But when devotees are acknowledged based on their sincere efforts to serve, then that kind of culture is what is important for a leader or for a temple to establish. And here Prithu Maharaj is also emphasizing that it is that Vaishnavas are important, but the culture of Vaishnavism is also important. That we also respect Vaishnavas not based on their Janma, not based on their Aishwarya, not based on their Shruti, their learning, not based on their Shri, their opulences. And in Ramanujacharya's life, we hear the story of when he was passing through one particular village, just about to go to one village. He sent two of his devotees, two of his disciples, to go and uh, meet two of his disciples Yagyesh and Varadacharya, and this was in the town of Dehali, and and the village name was Ashta Sahasra. So these two disciples they went to meet first the rich disciple. One of them was a very wealthy disciple, another was a poor disciple. So Yagyesh he was the wealthy disciple. So they when they went and when they told him about the guru is coming, spiritual master Ramanujacharya is coming, he was so happy and so excited. He started to make all types of arrangements for welcoming spiritual master. But then he forgot to treat these Vaishnavas properly, treat these devotees properly. And it is said that he didn't even offer him a glass of water. He couldn't, out of great joy that his guru is coming. And he and both the disciples went back and told that he is very happy that you are coming. And but Brahmanacharya asked, but how did he treat you both? And said, oh, we were not. He was so happy and busy in making all the arrangements that he couldn't even offer us a glass of water. So immediately Ramanacharya said that this person has desire to worship his guru, Vaishnavas, but he's not following the culture of Vaishnavism. So he said, I'm going to go to the poor disciple. And to the poor disciple, he didn't send anyone. They all just landed at the house of Varadacharya. At that time, Varadacharya's wife Lakshmi was there in the house. And Lakshmi was also super happy to see his spiritual master and all the god brothers or his disciples. But she at the same time she was also morose that how am I going to feed all of them, because in house we don't have anything, and my husband has just gone out to bring some alms, but what how can we give some begged alms to our guru? So just to get some time, make some time, she said nearby is a lake where you can go and take bath, and in the meanwhile I'll make all the arrangements for prasad. And then Lakshmi, she goes to one of his neighbors who was a wealthy man, and who had always had an eye on her to wanting to enjoy. And although he had proposed to her many times, she had denied. But now she had no other option if she had to get some good bhoga to cook. Then so she went and told this man that I will come and fulfill all your desires today evening, but now I want some grains and opulent things to serve my spiritual master. He has come. So please give me. So he didn't expect this kind of response. So immediately he arranged everything, all kinds of opulent things. And she took all of them and she cooked a grand feast. And by the afternoon time, Varadacharya also came. And Varadacharya also very delighted to see the presence of his spiritual master Ramanacharya and all of the others. But more surprised he was by how his wife had prepared such a opulent prasad and was feeding, and all the disciples, and Ramanacharya was very happy with the hospitality of Lakshmi and Varadacharya. And Varadacharya, he went to Lakshmi and asked that how did you procure all this, and she explained, and he became so happy with what Lakshmi did, and he said that Lakshmi, you are the real disciple of the Guru. For serving the Guru, he understood that the Krishna and the Krishna's representatives are the real Purusha, real people whom to be served, and we are the Prakriti, and we can and for serving the Purusha, the Prakriti can sacrifice any convenience or any kind of thing to please the Purusha. And being so proud of his wife, he was not feeling sad that oh she is going to go and associate with this person. So he went and told Ramanujacharya that, see, my wife is so glorious that she is willing to go to this kind of extent to willing to serve you. Then Ramanujacharya, he says, okay, don't worry, take this prasad and go and feed this person. So they take all the remnants of the prasad, Vaishnava prasad, and when he eats, then this wealthy person eats, immediately his heart is purified and he falls at the feet of Lakshmi and he begs forgiveness that, sorry, I didn't realize the glory of your guru or the glory of your devotion to your guru. And immediately after eating this Mahaprasad, my heart has become purified, so I want to go and take initiation, take shelter of your spiritual master. And he also goes and he falls at the feet of Ramanujacharya. And in in here, the two lessons. One lesson is that it is not just like Yagyesh, the rich disciple, not just glorifying one's guru, but also having the culture of Vaishnavism, that being respectful to God brothers, to the disciples of the Lord. It also happens sometimes that the like just today afternoon, uh, His Holiness Radharan Maharaj went to Tirupati, and usually his servant Bharachand Prabhu, because there is always less time, the cooking was done, he served, and after serving, then they had to take the flight. So he didn't eat anything. He just left like that. And of course, here it is in his control, but in some other places where the guru is called for prasadam, and the guru is fed, and the servant is also busy in serving the guru, and after that there is involvement with the spiritual master discussing different things, and often the servant hardly eats anything, but the devotee also has to be equally conscious that, am I serving all the servants of the Lord, including those who are not so well known. So this is one, and another is the great devotion of Lakshmi that is also exhibited. So therefore, when we hear the pastimes of the Lord, we see that one of the reasons why the Lord comes to this world is so that we develop great appreciation for the devotees, because the devotees are always situated at the lotus feet of the Lord, and any service done to them pleases the Supreme Lord to great extent, and any disservice, any offense done to them also displeases the Supreme Lord to that same extent. So therefore, Vaishnava Aparadh is the greatest impediment in bhakti, and Vaishnava Seva is the greatest catalyst in bhakti. So I'll stop here and see any devotees have any comments, additions, or questions. Hare Krishna. Thank you. My my honor to be able to serve the devotees. Sarvabhyasya kripa sindhubhya पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय जय Shri Prabhu. Hare Krishna. All glories to the Vaishnavas. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Hari Bol.